Why are teachers with fraudulent qualifications warned to leave the profession? Why is it important for all educators to register with the South African Council for Educators? And how long does it take to verify qualifications from foreign tertiary institutions? And who has the mandate to ensure the safety of both learners and teachers while at school? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedi. The South African Council for Educators has issued a stern warning to individuals using fake qualifications to teach in the schools, in the country's schools to run before they are caught and exposed. The council says it has been dealing with numerous cases relating to teachers using fraudulent qualifications to secure jobs. The fraudsters often produce qualifications from the University of Zululand, UNISA, and the University of Northwest. 20 teachers were found to have acquired their qualifications fraudulently. Meanwhile, the safety of teachers has come under the spotlight. This after a headmaster at a school in Soweto was stabbed several times by a teacher who was allegedly dismissed from the same school in 2015. We are live, and therefore you can call us and air your views. The numbers to dial is 0891104210. Our Twitter handle at Question Time 24. My guest today, Panyaza Lusufi, is the MEC for Education here in the Gauteng province, and Thembandlovu is the Communications Manager at the South African Council for Educators. Gentlemen, let me welcome you to the show. Panyaza, we really appreciate your time. Obviously, you know, what prompted this discussion today is what happened in Soweto last week, and I just want you perhaps to just touch on that particular incident. I know you were scheduled to go and you visited the school and all that.
Thanks, it was indeed a sad day. I must be honest. If professionals will act in this particular fashion, it creates serious problems. Where the person who was a former teacher at the school who was harassing a principal, and the principal reported the matter to the police. And the police unfortunately took their time to act, and in the ultimate end, with somebody that was stabbed with 13 holes lying in hospital, seeking advice and seeking support. So I'm quite pleased and excited that at least the principal has recovered, and I'm also pleased that the police have managed to act swiftly and arrested the said individual. But the situation that we find ourselves that unfortunate. But schools are now an easy target for criminals, you know, because they really believe that banks have strengthened security, people at their own homes have strengthened security, businesses have strengthened security. So easy targets are mainly schools and churches. So we need to accept that it's a situation that we need to address. And some people will ask us, why are we not hiring police, security guards, or why we don't have detector materials at our schools. But the question is, do we have a choice of hiring a teacher or somebody with a knob gear at the gate? So normally we prefer to hire a teacher than somebody with a knob gear.
We seem to be actually experiencing some technical problems here. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll continue with the show. Unfortunately, this is what happens with live television. However, please just bear with us. The number to dial is 0891104210, and we're talking the safety of teachers, but also the verification of qualifications. How are we sure that when you say you have a degree to teach, indeed you have it?
It's more than a gift, it's capturing summer magic. Get a Galaxy S7 Edge with Tab 3 Lite bundle for $6.99 per month on My MTN Choice Flexi 200. Plus your choice of a Gear VR or an accessory kit. The Galaxy S7 Edge, now in blue coral.
It doesn't always make sense.
It's easy to ignore.
It's always asking questions.
Pretty easy.
What if cars could drive themselves? What if we could drive on the moon? What if headlights were lasers? What if cars could run on water or even air?
It's called your imagination.
And if you listen to it,
great things will happen.
it's what we do at Audi. It's what we call Vorsprung.
Celebrate the holidays at Macro with big festive season savings like a Johnny Walker 18-year-old platinum label whiskey gift pack with 2 glasses, only $9.49, save 50 Rand. Johnny Walker black label whiskey gift pack with 2 glasses, only $2.90, save 20 Rand. And Johnny Walker's best-selling red label whiskey gift pack with 1 glass, only $1.80, save 20 Rand. Share in these and other big festive savings for home, for business, for life. Only at Macro, big on life.
It's Black Friday weekend at Macro with hundreds of deals that are too big for Friday only. Get the Terrace Leisure Saturn 590 4-burner gas braai, only 2,999, save 2,000 Rand. A Hisense 220-litre fridge with top freezer, only 1,899, save 900 Rand. And the LG 55-inch smart UHD LED TV for 9,999, save 3,000 Rand. Don't miss Macro's Black Friday weekend. This Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Save up to 45% on selected in-store and online deals. Macro, big on life.
Welcome back, and I need to apologize for the technical glitches that we were experiencing earlier. As a result, we'll just have to restart what we were talking about. My guest indeed is Panyaza Lusif, is the MEC for Education in Gauteng, and Thembandlo is from the communications, he's rather the communications manager at the South African Council for Educators. Panyaza, I was saying that the situation that occurred in Soweto, you visited the school, of concern, yes, we'll talk about the qualifications of the alleged, attacker, but we're talking about the safety of the teachers here and learners.
It was indeed a sad day. Here we are having a principal who was praying in her car. Unfortunately, someone came, a former teacher, who resigned purely because he got fraudulent qualifications. He stabbed the teacher, the principal, 30 times. Fortunately, with the assistance of the community, they managed to ferry the principal to hospital. And I'm excited that the principal is well now, recovering very well. And we've provided support as a department, and the school has provided support. But you find ourselves in similar situations, to be quite frank, Mpo, because people have started to strengthen their security wherever they are. Business has strengthened their security. Banks have strengthened their security. Households have strengthened their security. So the only easy target now is schools and churches. And people ask us, why are we not hiring security guards or having detector material, machines at our schools? It's simple logic. We don't have the financial muscle to have this kind of support that we need. And if I have a choice, Gauteng, everyone wants to come to Gauteng to learn. So every teacher must be available to teach our learners. So if I have a choice to hire a teacher or somebody at the gate with a knopgear, I'll choose a teacher rather than somebody with a knopgear.
Well, this whole matter of qualifications, how was it possible that a teacher is hired at a school with fraudulent qualifications?
I think we need to look at this thing broadly. One, we are dealing with allegations here, where some universities, it is alleged that, degrees come from within universities. People who are working in the university are selling degrees to people that have not completed the studies. Obviously then, when such qualifications are brought to the department or to ourselves, they are authentic because they are from the institution. But on further probing the matter, we are also informed that there are people out there who are selling these qualifications. That is why we are able to pick them up as council when people bring them to us for registration, that these are fraudulent qualifications, and therefore we cannot register a teacher with a fraudulent qualification. But also I think it's important that I indicate that when SAY started way back in 1998, through the resolution of the ELRC, we had this understanding that all teachers that were in the system then had to be absorbed into council. That is why you hear stories of the teacher in Limpopo who has taught for 20 years without a proper qualification, because those people were absorbed then into the profession. But it is a worrying factor, the issue of fraudulent qualifications, and we really can't play with the lives of our nation.
Let's take Ayanda. Ayanda, you are in KZN. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Paul. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for the call, Ayanda.
I'm good, and good evening to your afternoon to your guest there. Just a quick question, maybe to Mr. Banyaza. The issue of fraudulent qualification is absolutely a critical problem, not only in Gauteng, in the entire country, but also there's an issue of bribery, which is also taking place. I just want to know as to Mr. Banyaza, as to what is the department, especially, let me speak about Gauteng, because he's also the MEC for Education in Gauteng, as to what is his department doing to act swiftly on those, and also to ensure that those who are found to have committed bribery, because this is a process that is happening inside the department. You find that there are people who are within the department who are accepting a bribe and taking these teachers with fake qualifications. And what is the department doing in ensuring that does not transpire?
Okay, thanks, Ayanda.
Well, to appoint a teacher is a long process. It's not a simple thing, especially influential positions like the HOD, deputy principals and principals. It started at the school level, where the SGB need to recommend. It goes to the district, we make a verification, and the recommendation it sends to us at head office for us to approve. So in Gauteng, we've just put what we call observers in all these processes, so that there's an independent person that can observe that indeed the people that are recommended are people that are recommended on merit, and they've got the necessary qualification, but at the same time they can execute the responsibilities that they've been given. So the level of bribery, if it's not brought to our attention, is very, very difficult to pick up. But we've put system that will allow us to pick up those things. So I'll ask Ayanda if he knows specifically any person that has influenced the process one way or another. Give us that information, we'll act immediately.
Eunice, welcome.
Hello, Mutim Poliba in the studio.
Tobe.
Mutim Poliba, the qualification and the bribe is not only in the Department of Education. They come more health, you know?
Okay.
For the private hospital, and then they put nurses' uniform on. So when as a client, you don't know that is not a qualified somebody. Care worker. I'm not against the senior care worker, but there's no scope for them, and then it's illegal to use them next to the patient, and that's all about capital. But nobody nursing duty. So nobody's coming to inspect. We're not qualified. That eligible labor, understand? And then another appointment, let's have government, but not 30,000 bribe as a level.
Eunice in Pretoria there saying, well, this, the challenges around qualifications or verification of qualifications is rife also in the health department, she says, where she operates, that young people are taken from matric and they are given nurses' uniform, and they are called caregivers or care workers, something of that sort. So she says, look, this is wrong. Please, the scope or the investigation must also cover such. Perhaps let's just look at how do you verify qualifications?
Basically, what we do as council, when we must understand that before a teacher gets employed by the department, the teacher must be registered with council first. That's where we start.
Okay.
So that you cannot be employed if you are not registered with SABC.
Okay.
So teachers would bring their qualifications through to SABC, apply for registration, and when we pick up, because our team of registration personnel has been so capacitated that they are able to pick up if a qualification is authentic or not authentic. So they're able to do this initial kind of verification of the qualification. But if they suspect that there's something that needs to be probed further in terms of the qualifications, we're able to communicate with universities themselves. Okay. We are glad at this stage that UNISA, University of Zululand, the Northwest University, and I think Walter Sisulu University are working well with us in terms of allowing us to verify each and every qualification that gets submitted in our office.
Itumeleng, you are in Pretoria.
Yumbo.
Yes.
Yes. You see, I think Mr. Panyaza Lusufu there, because of he's a political appointee, he's trying to be, his primary objective is to be politically right. He's giving excuses. I think the issue of money, the issue of it takes a lot of time to hire a teacher, those kind of things can be fixed. We need to adopt to the challenges that are in the society. And I think you should have brought someone from SAC, South African Qualification Authority. They must come and explain to us. Can you hear me, Bo?
Yeah, I'm battling to hear you. I don't know.
You're battling to hear me.
You're popping a bit. Just speak a little. I think you're too close to your.
Am I okay now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just try and be brief again. Just repeat what you said.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to say SAQA, South African
Qualifications Authority.
Yes. Yeah, maybe next time you bring them, maybe they can explain how do they check these qualifications. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. But I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
In actual fact, what is happening when a person brings the application through to SACE, on verifying the qualifications, we do communicate with SAQA.
Okay.
Because SAQA is the qualifications authority in the country.
Yes.
More especially like when you look at foreign qualifications,
yes,
they need to be verified and certified by SAQA, whether they are compatible with qualifications in the country.
Okay.
So SAQA plays a critical role. But what we do when a person applies, we then verify with universities, we verify with SAQA, and we know the challenge that we've been facing recently was the question of universities having this agreement with MIE in terms of verification processes. But we're trying to engage in that matter so that we don't have that red tape of going through MIE to verify.
Panyaza, what are the consequences for those who are found to have misrepresented their qualifications? Well, suppose I have a diploma or a degree, but I misrepresented myself to say I actually even have a master's or an honors and all that.
Firstly, it's a dismissible offense immediately, and in some instances, we lay a case with the police of fraud because it's a fraudulent activity that needs to be stopped. But to me, the main worry is the long-term consequences or long-term effects of that act. It means that, like the teacher that we opened with, was not qualified to teach, and parents have raised concerns to say, but this particular teacher, our children are coming back home with serious problems. So the effect of it, the long-term effect of it are severe. So we need to protect our young ones, and we need to ensure that this kind of activity is attended to immediately. And we're quite convinced in Gauteng. That is why SACE will tell you that the highest number will come to Gauteng, because we now have systems to ensure that we pick it up and ensure that we eliminate it completely.
How do you make sure?
I think as the MEC indicates that it's a dismissible offense. With us, we're going further to say we deregister that kind of a person. Remember I said earlier, you cannot teach if you are not registered.
Yes.
So obviously if we deregister you because of misrepresentation of facts, of qualifications, we take it that you are dishonest with the profession. And I must emphasize what Panyaza is saying here, to say we need to look at the long-term effect of these matters. It's our learners that are subjected to people that are not professionally qualified. And obviously the long-term effects are very negative and dire for the country.
Let's go to Zanen. We've got a caller on the line. Welcome. Hey.
Yes, I just want to talk about the fact that the MEC is raising there to say maybe they may be having some problem with the security, the fact that they don't have cash of money.
They don't have
I don't know if they can come with some strategic plan to say, let's put this in place, because we cannot wait for a lot of the damage to occur before we can act. Hence, we'll be losing a lot of lives. Somebody won't be such fortunate enough, like the principal, who happened to recover from the hospital. So I don't know if you can act in some matter of agency to say, let's prevent these things from happening at all.
Okay. prevention of attacks on, and I suppose we should also focus or rather worry about the safety of the learners themselves.
That's right. I can tell you the caliber and the nature of our children sometimes worries me big time. And if we say education is a societal issue, we really need society to assist us, because these children come from society, they come from a certain family. And it is of no assistance to just deposit these children in the schooling environment and leave them there, because the difficulties we are facing on a day-to-day basis, it's very painful, I must be honest. And teachers need support. Remember, teachers are qualified to teach. They're not qualified to search or to determine whether you have drank alcohol or you are of a sound mind or you are carrying weapons and other related. So we need society to assist us. We also need to strengthen intergovernmental support, you know, the police, social work, health department, so that we can provide all the assistance that are needed. But indeed, we are under siege, I must be honest. It's something that needs immediate attention and something that we need to, I mean, we've got gangsters in some of our schools. We've got learners that are taking teachers. I mean, there's one principal in Fosloras. He was monitoring the gate to ensure that learners arrive on time. 3 of these kids came with a bucket full of water and they just threw that water on top of the principal. I mean, that kind of conduct, it shows that this child needs help.
It wasn't spring day.
It wasn't spring day, surely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mary, you're in Western Cape.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Listen, I've got a challenge in the area where I live, and it's in the Western Cape.
Okay.
Children are, corporal punishment is the order of the day here. I've tried contacting the MEC in the Western Cape, no response. Children are being denied education. They get chased away because they're not wearing the school attire. Please, we really need assistance. Thank you. Bye.
All right, Mary. Well, I don't know. Is there?
The Twitter handle is at Debbie. So if you can just tweet Debbie, at Debbie, the MEC for Western Cape respond quickly on such matters. So I can assure the MEC will respond. But I'm not sure whether the caller is familiar with the Twitter. So that's my only limitation.
That's another, that's another.
I think it's important that we indicate also that our teachers are aware that corporal punishment has been outlawed. And we're receiving a lot of complaints also as SACE around this matter. And we are making this call to our teachers to say, please refrain from using corporal punishment, because there are dire consequences for a teacher who applies corporal punishment on learners. And some of the teachers will strike them off the roll indefinitely because of corporal punishment. And we are saying, stop it.
Okay.
Use other mechanisms. And we are calling on society, actually, to assist us. And maybe following up on what the MEC was also saying earlier, it's important that we also talk to issues of safety of our teachers in schools and the behavior of learners towards teachers, and making a call to society to support our teachers, because they are correctly and they are under siege.
Okay. But yes, perhaps finally, I mean, people may be getting demoralized to take teaching as a profession, and you know, then they wonder, others wonder, why do we have so many teachers from Zimbabwe in our townships and other areas, you know?
Remember, teaching is the only profession that gives birth to other professions. It's a very important profession. And a society that cannot protect its own teachers, that society is doomed. And then if we have a society that wants to discourage people from being teachers, we must know we're going to be difficult. Because there's no one that has said you must stop giving birth. The mere that you are giving birth, it means that we need teachers. So it is how we professionalize the teaching and how do we provide all the relevant support. And government is doing that. I mean, we've got what we call Funza Lushaka Bazari. It's the most sought after bazari. Because if you have that bazari, we pay for your books, your tuition, your accommodation, your food, we pay for everything. So I must urge those that want to be teachers to say, this is still a noble prize. But what we need, and I'm glad that the president has appointed a presidential remuneration commission that is looking at the remuneration of educators, you know, that commission must move with speed and provide the answers that we need so that this profession can be glorious and can be protected as well.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for the time. Really appreciate it. That was question time for today. A big thank you to you for watching the show, and to my guests from me and the crew. You have yourself a wonderful time.